Okay, thanks, Shivani, for your loving and good words. Thanks to both of you for inviting me to talk on this occasion. It's a, as Gurudev said, this is an opportunity for me to evolve. I wouldn't say that we would make anybody wiser, but it is a sadhana to me. We have been discussing Atma Bodha for 9 sessions we have finished. This is the 10th session. Atma Bodha, we know, is a Prakarana Grantha of Acharya Shankara. Like Tattva Bodha. Tattva Bodha is a book of definitions, whereas Atma Bodha is concepts. And these concepts that are indicated in Atma Bodha are the same ones that we have in our Vedanta, in the Upanishads. It's 68 verses are there. Fantastic. We have finished up to 36 so far. We will take up the 37th verse onwards today. So we start with today with 3 Omkars, and then we chant Sahana Avatu. We make the mind calmer by practicing Shuklam Bharadaram, Prasannavadanam Dhyayet. And then we invoke the grace of the Guru, Guru Brahma. And then the meditative stanza of Atma Bodha, Pradasmarami. And then we take verse 37 onwards. So please join us in this muted condition in this invocation.
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
ॐ
स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयम् यस्वप्नजागर सुषुप्तमवैति नित्यम् तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः।
Read and follow verse 37 of Atma Bodha.
एवं निरन्तराभ्यस्ता ब्रह्मैवास्मीति वासना ब्रह्मैवास्मीति वासना हरत्यविद्याविक्षेपान् रोगानिवरसायनम्।
Together.
एवं निरन्तराभ्यस्ता
ब्रह्मैवास्मीति वासना
हरत्यविद्याविक्षेपान् रोगानिवरसायनम्।
It says, evam, thus, nirantara abhyasta. When you practice it constantly, nirantaram. What is that practice? Brahma eva asmi iti. Aham Brahma iti. This when we practice constantly, vasana harati. A vasana, it is said, let us take it as bhavana, that meditation. Harati destroys avidya vikshepan. Both avidya and vikshepan, ignorance at the intellect level, vikshepa at the mind level, avidya vikshepan harati. And typical of Atma Bodha, all verses, they always have one simile. And the simile that Acharya has given us here is Rogan iva rasayanam. Rogan, the diseases, iva rasayanam. Before we go to this verse, see the first word, evam. Thus, means what? What we have already seen so far in the previous verse, we have seen in the 36th verse. The 36th verse had said, I'll show you the 36th verse. Nitya Shuddha Vimuktaikam
Akhandanandamadvayam
Satyam Jnanamanantam Yate
Param Brahmahameva Tat.
This is 36th verse. What did this say? What it says? It is Nitya, Shuddham, Muktam, and Akhanda Anandam, Advayam, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. We had seen Satyam Jnanam Anantam in Taittiriya Upanishad. In Brahmananda Valli, it is said Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That, what is that? Yat Param Brahma Ahameva. This was indicated in 36, and the same is shown here when Acharya says 7, Evam, that means what has been explained to us, what we discussed in our talk number 9, Evam, that Brahman. We have seen the style of this Atma Bodha, that Brahman is indicated two ways. One is what is not, Tatastha Rakshanam. It said, Sthula Shukshma Karana Sharirat Vajiriktaha, Panchakosha Adhitaha, Avastatriya Sakshi. These are the 11 anatmas. Not that. Then what is that? There we had said Satchidananda. So here, in the verse 36, we saw the direct indicator of that Supreme Brahman. That is covered by the word Evam. Evam, what is indicated in the verse 6, what we have to do? Nirantara Abhyasa. What is that? What is that Abhyasa? Brahma Eva Asmi. That is very, very important. It is little slightly different from Brahmasmi. Brahma Eva Asmi, when I constantly meditate. So, these verses are for Nididhyasana. I know all of us have read, all of us have heard, read some books, listened to various talks. True to the name of this organization, Meditation and Study Circle, all of us we have studied, but this institution also says meditation. We have to meditate on this concept. Vasana, let us take it as bhavana. What we have to meditate? Brahma eva asmi. We have to. And then what will happen? The two things will go. harati avidyan. Two things we have said. Number one, avidya and vikshepa. Avidya is almost like our avarana that we know, the intellect level. Vikshepa is the disturbance at the mental level. The agitations of the mind, the disturbance of the mind, everything will go away automatically when I constantly practice. In fact, that is the ultimate purpose for which all of us have taken birth. We do various things, various things in life. We call it as the goals in life. But the ultimate goal of life, the ultimate purpose for which we have taken birth in this world is Atma Sakshatkara, Brahma Sakshatkara. To realize who am I? Aham Brahmasmi. That concept we have to have. Now, what will this do? He says, Rogan iva rasayanam. Rasayanam are the medicines. When I take the medicine in the way it is prescribed, indicated, then my diseases will go. Now, we must understand a true doctor will treat not for the symptoms, but for the cause. Same medicine cannot be given for a viral problem or a bacterial infection. Depending on what the cause of the disease, the treatment is given. But here, we can also take it as all of us have a problem which Bhagavan Krishna calls in Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna disease, and the Rasayanam is Krishna treatment. And similarly, we have to take the treatment right now. When we take this like the medicine cures all the diseases, all our ignorance. What is ignorance? Ajnana. I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. And this Jagat is real. There is another problem. I am the Upadhis. This world is real. This disease will go. The moment that disease will go, automatically I realize that. Now, for the benefit of those who want Kannada, I have given it. Evam nirantarabhyasta brahmaiva asmiti vasana harat avidya nikshepan roganiva rasayanam. I would like to say this, what is very, very important here is very, very nirantara abhyas. And what is that? Brahma eva asmi iti vasana, iti bhavana. It depends upon how we do it. I would like to take an example of a psychiatrist. This is a case which is genuinely done in the United Kingdom. There was a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist, there's a psychiatrist. They also know how to do the hypnotism and all that. He did this experiment with 7 volunteers. The 7 of them were there, and here is that meter which has got a handle. When you pull that, it will indicate your strength. So all the 7 people who were assembled there, they were asked to pull, all the 7 of them, normal condition. And the average was 109 pounds, because it was in UK, I am giving the same value. Maybe 105, another 112, maybe 180, and like that. Total pulled divided by 7 people, average was 109 pounds. And this psychiatrist knew what is called as hypnotism. He hypnotized all of them. When the hypnotists do, people absolutely, totally believe. And I was a witness when there was a magician who was also a hypnotist. We are almost about 2,000 people right in front of Vidhan Soda. And he hypnotized all of us, including me. And then we totally trust and believe every word. He hypnotized. And then he said, hey, Vidhan Soda, gone. Believe me, there was no Vidhan Soda. Hypnotic. That is the state of the mind. We totally believe. And we totally believe in such a way. There is also a funny example of one hypnotist who did this in Bombay in an auditorium. He had a number of people. And he hypnotized all of them. And after hypnotism, he told them, actually, he was showing a pen, but he said, hey, see, here is a watch. All the people were seeing watch, though he was showing only a pen. That is the power of hypnosis. By mistake, the pen fell. Immediately he said, shit. The moment he said shit, there was so much of commotion, they had to clean that auditorium for 3 days. That is the power of hypnotism. And this hypnotist of UK was different. He hypnotized them and told them, you are very, very weak. You have got no strength. You have got no potential. You have got no capabilities. And now he asked them to pull. Now they pulled 28 pounds only. The same people, the same instrument, they could only pull average one for 20, another 29, another 32, like that. They came down because mentally they were thinking, I am weak. He left them for 2 more weeks. He called them for the 3rd session. This time again he hypnotized them. And then he was telling them, you are strong, you have got capability, you have potentiality, you are strong. And these people who were hypnotized, they are very, very strong. Now under that condition, he asked them to pull, and they pulled 142 pounds. Friends, I have not created this story. This is a genuine thing that happened. Now, people who pulled average 109, when they were feeling I am weak, they pulled only 28 pounds. Same instrument, same people. And later on, when they were made to feel you are strong, they pulled 142 pounds. Friends, this is the power of, because in the first case, they had a normal mind. And the second case, when they were feeling, I am weak, that. Next, when they were saying, when they started believing, yes, I am strong, they became strong. I know, this is where he says, as I think, so I become. If I think I can, I can. If I think I cannot, I cannot. In Sanskrit, you would have heard, Yad bhavam tad bhavati. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. Vasana, bhavana. I told you, I reminded you. Now, you must have heard in our, I am giving you those examples so that ultimately we must do what is indicated in this verse. All of us know in Ramayana, Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, they go to forest and Sita is kidnapped. Yeah, those days also kidnapping was there. Don't say, oh, today we see in TV, all those days also was there. And that man kidnapped Bhagwan's wife only. And then people went to forest. There they meet Sugrivaji, they make friends. Sri Ramachandra and Sugrivaji, they sign one MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. The MOU is, he will say, Vali had arrested this kidnapped our Sugriva's wife. And he says, Rama's the assurance was, I will kill Vali and get you back the kingdom. And Sugriva said, okay, I will help you to get back your kingdom. Now, all right, Vali was killed. Sugriva was made the king. And later on, Sugriva sent his army. Vanar Sainya, monkey army. Mind. Monkey is a symbol of the mind. They go there. When they go there, one group which comes to the south, they say, all searching. Somebody says, hey, if you cross this ocean and go there, you will get Sita. Yeah. Then who has to go? Everybody says, I can't. Then that character called Jambavan and comes to Hanuman and says, hey Hanuman, you can. Your potential, your capability, your divine. When he says that, Hanuman becomes very big and goes like that, achieves the target and comes. Now friends, it is this that we have to understand. See, we must take our scriptures, our gurus are like Jambavan. Anjaneya was not given that strength and potential by Jambavan. Carefully. The potential, the capability, the divinity was inside him. Careful. He had that potential. He had that capability. And Jambavan only made him become aware. And again, Jambavan might say, but Hanuman had absolute faith, belief, Shraddha. Guru, in the Tattvabodha we have seen, Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasaha Shraddha. He had absolute total faith and he realized his potential. I hope it is very clear. Now, what does this verse say? Evam nirantara abhyasta brahma eva asmi iti bhavana. When that happens, that rogam, the rasayanam is the treatment given by the Guru and the Vedanta. Because the disciple has the Shraddha, and Shraddha, that won't work. And that is removed and the entire cure has happened. That ahankara vritti, and this, for grihasthas, this is very necessary. Because normally, for a sannyasin, this may not be very, very necessary. All the time we have what? Go home, you will say, I am the husband, I am the wife, I am the father, I am the mother, I am the son, and like that. Office, I am the officer, like that. We constantly get challenged by this world. That is why we have to rise. Once in a way, coming to the class like this, sitting here and saying, yeah, Brahmasmi. No. That is why it is more essential for grihasthas to practice this always. Nirantara abhyasta. And Brahma eva asmi. It is not Brahma only, Brahma eva asmi iti bhavana. Then what will happen? Slowly, I don't become Brahman. Carefully. The clouding that I was the Upadhi is gone. Anjaneya had the strength, the potential, the divinity. Jambavan did not give him. We have to be like Hanuman, take our scriptures and the gurus as Jambavan. And the Guru has told us, Tat Tvam Asi. Don't doubt that. Have absolute faith. And then after preparing what? Sit in the meditation for some time. Continuously go on what this is called Brahmeva Asmi iti Vasana iti Bhavana. Why? Nirantaram. Not once in a way. Yes, not only in the seat of meditation, having got this experience in the seat of meditation, continue in all your, after all you are a grihastha. And you will be continuing to have all the other affairs. While you are all handling all the affairs of the family, of the profession, of the society, of the world, continuously be tuned to that. And then you don't become, our avarana will go. Harati avidya. And then vikshepan, the disturbance, the agitation of the mind will go. The clouding of my intellect will go. Then I will realize in the seat of meditation, Aham Brahmasmi. Friends, at least for 1 minute, start thinking now. Just sit, because each of these verses are not to be understood, not to be intellectually understood. Please experience that. I hope all of you are closing your eyes. Have faith in our scriptures. Talk to yourself. I am not the Upadhis. My intellect had got clouded. Avidya. I had thought I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. And I had also thought this world is real. No. Whole Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam. There is no difference between the Jivatma Paramatma. Aham Brahmasmi. You don't become that. You realize that. Go deeper into your seats of meditation and practice. We'll take verse number 38 now.
विविक्तदेश आसीनो विविक्तदेश आसीनो विरागो विजितेन्द्रियः विरागो विजितेन्द्रियः भावयेदेकमात्मानं भावयेदेकमात्मानं तमनन्तमनन्यधीः तमनन्तमनन्यधीः विविक्तदेशासीनो विरागो विजितेन्द्रियः भावयेदेकमात्मानं तमनन्तमनन्यधीः.
Yes, this is continuing the same logic. The verse 38 says, it requires preparation, both before sitting into the seat of meditation and just before. This has to be done for a very, very long time. Vivikta Desha Asinaha. It is required for a successful meditation. Meditation, now you have got a lot of commercial meditations. And they say, oh, for the sake of health, for to getting rid of stroke and heart attack, do meditation. For getting rid of COVID, no. This meditation is something far, far deeper in our concepts of India. Our scriptures give little far, far deeper. Meditation is not for commercial purposes or for improvement of health, for making little more money, for making a better decision, for solving your problem. They are all byproducts. You make better decision, you solve the problem, you progress materialistically. All that are the byproducts. The ultimate purpose for which you experience meditation or meditation will happen is when you are prepared. Number one, first, bhavayet. Bhavayet, it means meditate. But first, let us understand. Don't say, I will do meditation. No. Meditation is not to be done. I know it looks peculiar. Meditation shall happen. But when you are fully prepared, it is something like that. You in the night, some people in the afternoon, in the evening, majority of the people in the night, they prepare their bed and all that and listen to music, and then they lie on the bed, and then all the preparations they have done, and if the preparations are perfect, you will be sucked into sleep. Nidra will come. You don't go to sleep. You do only preparation. And if anybody says, I am sleeping, it is false. Think. If anybody says, I am sleeping, obviously not sleeping. Similarly, if anybody says, I am meditating, false. It can't. Meditation, it will happen. You don't, if anybody says, I am meditating, it is false. It will happen. Now, what will happen? But we have to do like the way you prepare for your sleep. Do this preparation. Desha asina. You go and sit in a place where it is very conducive, where there is no initially, where there is no disturbance. There, as far as possible, there are no vehicles and other disturbances, no people. No such disturbances are there, where you have got a place of solitude, calm, serene place, and there you sit in a asana. Though this Bhagavad Gita chapter says very systematically what is the method that you have to risk, how you must sit and all that. Anyway, sit in a proper asana, the place on which you sit, and your own posture also, asina, both goes that. And then you get rid of viraga and jitendriya. The two preparations are to be done. You have to have what is called as viraga and jitendriya. Viragaha, free from diseases. Vijitendriyaha, controlling your senses. This is the preparation. All the three. Vivikta desha asinaha. Vivikta desha asinaha. Add into it the proper time also. But initially all these are required. But later on when you reach a stage of perfection, even in a place like city market, you should be able to do this. In the beginning, these are required. Means what? Viraga, Vijitendriya, or in other words, Rishi Patanjali has given what is called as Ashtanga Yoga. It says Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So the others are preparations. Yama, Niyama are the preparations. Asana, the postures. And do pranayama. Make your breath controlled, your mind becomes calm. And pratyahara, withdraw your senses like the tortoise withdraws from all the dangers, withdraw. Like that. And do initially concentrate on one, like that. Maybe by either the akara, Suguna japa or Nirguna japa. The mind is, and then you become fit, and in that condition, what? Don't meditate. Meditation will happen. And what you must see? Ekam atmanam tam anantam ananyadihi. Practice. Go on, after you make all the preparations, before it might require years and years of preparations that you do for a long time, and prepare you do at that moment. Antaranga sadhanani, bahiranga sadhanani, all the steps of Ashtanga Yoga. When you sit and bhavayet, then when you sit on meditation, what you have to do? This is called Vedantic meditation. Ekam atmanam. There is no true Atman. No my Atman, my family Atman, Indian Atman, Muslim Atma, Hindu Atma. No. There is only one. Ekam Atmanam. And that is Anantam. Anantam. Everywhere there is only one. And with Ananyadihi, go on. And that Atman I am. Aham Brahmasmi, what we saw in 36. Continue to put it into practice, and this over a period of time, very soon we will realize. You see, that's why this Atma Bodha is such a fantastic text. Any one of the verses are enough to take us to those heights. Friends, again, practice this. I know you have heard, you have listened, but that is not enough. In the initial stages, get qualified. We also saw in Tattva Sadhana Chatushtaya, Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi Sakka Sampattihi, Mumukshutva. Viveka, the discrimination you develop. And what is the discrimination? What is Nityam? What is Anityam? And Viragaha, out of understanding that what is Nityam, Nityam, develop Vairagya towards Anityam. Dispassion. Vairagya, yes, they are not true. They are not permanent. With this, hey, I am bothering about this Anityam. Out of that Viveka, develop Vairagya. This Vairagya should be out of Viveka. Having understood all this is Anityam, develop Vairagyam towards Anityam. And also sixfold wealth, Shama, Dama, Uparati, Tidiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. And what I want? Moksho me bhuyat iti drudha icha. I want nothing else. Be like Nachiketa. Even if the best of the world is offered to you, have the best. Like Nachiketa said, hey, Yama, keep it all for yourself. I want that Atma Jnana. And that should be the, after developing that, as necessary, Sadhana Chatushtaya or Ashtanga Yoga is a preparation for you. Having prepared that, then in the seat of meditation, what you will understand, you will realize what? Aham Brahmasmi. I am not the Upadis. I am not the Panchakoshas. I have nothing to do with the Avastatrayas. I am the Avastatraya Sakshi. Panchakosha Aditaha. I am Stula Sukshma Karana Sarirat Vyadiriktaha. Aham Brahmasmi. Meditate. Bhavayet. I am Ekamatmanam. You are not going to become that. You realize you are. Let us continue. Verse number 39.
Atmanyevakilam drishyam. Atmanyevakilam drishyam. Pravilapyadiyasudhi. Pravilapyadiyasudhi. Bhavayedekamatmanam. Bhavayedekamatmanam. Nirmalakashavatsada. Nirmalakashavatsada. Together. Atman evakhilam drishyam. Pravilapyadiyasudhi. Bhavayedekamatmanam. Nirmalakashavatsada.
Like a typical example. An example is given, Nirmala Akashavat. Very well. That's very, very ideal for initial meditation. Akasha. And like that. And what you have to do? Nirmala Akashavat Sada. So I'll try to give you the word meaning. Atmani eva akhilam drishyam pravidapya. Very, very important step. We have to understand the key word in this verse 38 is pravidapya. Pravidapya, some people use the word merging. I would suggest you use the word resolve into. Resolve. I'll explain what is that resolving into. Please understand the key word is pravidapya. Atmani eva akhilam drishyam. All that is seen, though it is called Drishyam is the world of objects, you call it as world of emotions and thoughts, all the three. As Pujya Gurudev's chart of OET, the world of objects, the world of emotions, world of thoughts and ideas, the entire world that you see, entire world, and also the object within you, the Vyashti and the Samashti, all. We have the Shariras, no? Stula Sukshma Karana Sharira, Stula Sukshma Karana Prapancha. It is the Sukshma Prapancha. Karana Prapancha alone becomes the Sukshma Prapancha and the Sura Prapancha. The causal universe alone becomes a subtle universe. And that after Panchikarana becomes the gross universe. And from that Samashti, we have the Veshti. Karana Sharira Avidya. Maya is Samashti, Veshti is Avidya. That, because of that, we have the Karana Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and the Sthula Sharira. Sukshma Sharira is out of the Sukshma Prancha, subtle bodies together is subtle universe. Carefully, carefully. And all grass bodies together is the grass world. Samashti, Veshti, carefully. And all this world, Akiram Drishyam. Drishyam, what we see. There is what is called as Drishya Viveka. We must develop that. Drishya alone we think it is true. But it is false. It is Mithyam. Appears to be true. In fact, what I perceive through my senses, carefully, what I feel through the mind, what I think through the intellect, that alone we think is real in science. I have to see and believe. I am seeing, so it is true. I am hearing, but in Vedanta it is ulta. What you perceive through the senses, what you feel through the mind, what you think through the intellect, they are all mithyam, non-existent. Wrong. False. There you have to see Atmanieva Akiram Drishyam Pravilapya. Resolve all these into that. So that is for who? Sudhihi, the wise man, the intelligent man, who has developed not only a wise here, is not the materialistic wisdom. The man who has got the highest gross intellect is nothing. We have also got what is called a subtle intellect, Sukshma Buddhi, capable of discriminating. That person who has the subtle intellect, Sukshma Buddhi, is called wise. Bhavayet in the seat of meditation. But Ekamatmanam, you have to resolve. Bhav Nirmala Akashavat Sada, always. I'm showing it for the benefit of people. Atmanieva Akiram Drishyam Pravilapya Dhiya Sudhihi Bhavayet Ekamatmanam Nirmala Akashavat Sada. So we will dwell a little deeper into what I have told you, Pravilapya. This is the keyword. This is on this we are going to do contemplation. If possible, go deeper into the seats of meditation. What is this? Is resolving. Resolving means the resolved will go away. Pravilapya, the resolved will go into the, what we see will get resolved. For example, when I see, we are going to see the pot. That pot, go deeper and see, hey, really that part is false, it is mithyam. In reality, what it is only the clay. When I start seeing clay in the pot, carefully, then I have resolved pot in clay. Are you understanding? This is called pravirapya. I have resolved pot. Normally people say pot is true. I am seeing the shape and all that. But a real person who has got a higher discrimination will say, instead of the karyam, another technical word I am using, instead of karyam, you see the karanam. Or in other words, instead of the effect, you start seeing the cause. Effect is mithya. Cause is satyam. I am using 3-4 terminologies. Hopefully you understand. Druk, drishyam. Drishyam is there. I have to see druk. And I have to see what in the effect. I have to see the cause. The moment I see the cause, now what is resolved into pravirapya, resolved into that. That means I am going to see what is really true. Similarly, I'll give you one more example. This is we have always seen the wave. Now, wave looks true. Same thing, if you go a little deeper and start seeing wave is the effect and the cause is the ocean. When I start seeing the ocean, then I have done pravirapya. Further you go see, ocean is there, but the cause for ocean is water. We remember ourselves that famous definition that Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmay always gives. Every effect has a cause. Carefully. Every effect has a cause. Effect is nothing but cause modified. From the effect, cause is removed, nothing remains. Carefully. Every effect has a cause. The wave is the effect. The cause is the ocean. Wave is nothing but effect is nothing but cause modified. Wave is nothing but ocean modified. And when you remove, see, where is ocean? Or similarly, it is something like that. Our wave is like a Veshti or Jivatma is the essence. Ocean is like Paramatma, the same, but both in reality is water only. We have seen the reflection of that in micro is called Jivatma. The reflection of that supreme consciousness in the macro is called Paramatma. In reality, when I transcend the upadhis, what remains is that's Brahman only. Now, let us go to the this thing. We go to the Pancha Bhutas. We have said that Akasha Sambhuta, Akashat Vayuho, Vayor Agnihi, Agner Apaha, Adya Prithvi. This is a process of creation. From that Maya Saita Brahma alone, that itself became Akasha. Akasha itself became Vayu. Akasha is the cause, Vayu is the effect, and Vayu became the Agni. and Agni became water. Water. The cause of water is Agni. And then that water became the earth. This is a stage. These are the stages of evolution. When I start seeing, okay, now I am seeing earth, that resolve it into the cause. Water is the cause. I start seeing the cause. In fact, earth is nothing but water. Like that, all of them, they have origin from Akasha. Akasha alone has become that. Same thing has become that. Akasha is for all the other four Buddhas, both Sukshma and Sthula. I know you're both in the Apanchikruta and Panchikarana, after Panchikarana also. Akasha originally is Apanchikruta. From there, all those classifications and all of them happen. Now, when I start seeing the cause, we have to resolve into means what? See the cause. When I start seeing earth, water, fire, air, everything, you must start seeing space. We are seeing the cause. Like you see water in ocean and in wave. Start seeing it. And then what will happen? Both Samashti and Vyashti. Now I want to start thinking. You are seeing the Samashti universe and the Vyashti Sharira. Vyashti Sharira is nothing but the Sthula, Sukshma, Panchabhutas. Think. Our grass body is Sthula Bhuta. Our main is called the subtle body. Subtle body is from the subtle universe. Ultimately, all of them, they have come from what? Akasha. And Pravilapya, merged. Everything is Akasha. And from that Akasha also, the causeless cause is Brahman. If I able to see that Akasha in Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi, the space alone is that itself has become the air, the fire, the water and the earth, and all the akilam drushtam, carefully, is Akasha. Because now it is something like you are seeing a table in front of you. Hey, I am seeing the table, but when I go deeper, hey, if I go beyond the shape, I see timber. And then you see what? Ultimately, the energy in motion. So like that, when you start going, finding out the reason, then you start seeing all that. Then what will happen? Akilam drishyam parvilapya. What? Ekamatmanam akashavat. And this, now you are in the class. You are listening. And maybe you are nodding your head. You may understand. But this understanding is not enough. Intellectually, now you will understand. Next moment, after what 2 hours, it is gone. But when you continuously do this, sada, and ultimately, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, what? All the drush, viveka you will develop. All that effect is anatma, carefully. All effects are anatma. Because they are anatma, it is mithya. The whole logic of explaining this is we have discussed in this forum, in the Taittiriya Upanishad. We saw the moment you see it is an effect, you strongly believe it is anatma nishchayaha. Anatma nishchaya, immediately you will find mithya. That means it is not real. So what? Yes, all this drishyam, both Samashti and the Vyashti, both subtle and gross, all of them In reality, they are not. The alone is, when I start, this is called pravirapya, resolving to see all this as all that is perceived by my senses, felt by my mind, thought by my intellect as anatma nishchaya. So it is mithya. Then what is satyam? That Brahman alone. Atmaneva. In reality, there is nothing which is real. Now I want you to start thinking. Just a minute. Please close your eyes. Start seeing. Please do. Right now. Don't postpone it. Now what are you seeing? Drishyam. Akilam Drishyam. The Srishti. Yes, you are able to perceive so many things, not only the objects, but also feel the world of emotion. All that you are experiencing through your senses, through the mind and the intellect, all that is drishyam, perceivable by my senses, objects of my mind and intellect, all of them are anatma. And they are all nityam, appears to be true because of maya, yama samaya. They are not there, but they appear to be there. Then what? Yeah, I start seeing, start realizing only one. Atmani eva. You are now doing it. Continue to do it for a few more seconds. Atmani eva. Akiram drishyam pravyapya. Like Nimala Akashavad. Akasha is very, very close to our Supreme Brahman. Akasha is all pervading. Starts looking into the Akasha. It is in and through. There are innumerable number of various planets, our Earth and our other solar systems. Like that, millions and trillions of solar systems are there. But in all that, in and through, all this is only one Akasha, Akhanda Akasha. You are doing it now. Do it for a long time. Sada. You do it. All right. We'll take the next one.
Rupavarnadikam sarvam. Rupavarnadikam sarvam.
Vihaya paramarthavide. Vihaya paramarthavide.
Paripurna Chidananda. Paripurna Chidananda.
Swarupena vadishtade.
Swarupena vadishtade. Together.
Rupavarnadikam sarvam. Vihaya paramarthavide. Paripurna Chidananda. Swarupena vadishtade. Let us see the meaning. First word to word. Rupa Varna Adhikam. Rupa, the form. Varna, the color. It can also mean the various caste system also, etc., etc. All the variation. Adhikam. Adi. Sarvam Vihaya. See, this word is being repeatedly used. That is why I am suggesting take this as the keyword. Vihaya. What you have to do? Paramarthavit. Parama Artha. One who has realized the Supreme, and what will happen? Paripurna Chidananda Swarupena Avatishtate. Rupa and Varna, they are there. What we have to do? Sarvam Vihaya and Vihaya Paramarthavit. One who has realized the Supreme Paramarthavit, he will have to discard all those with Rupa and Varna, Adi, etc. And then all that which has got the Rupa and the Varna, the qualities, that means are in other words perceivable by my senses. And then what do we do? Discard all the identity with this, and thereafter what will happen? He will ever remain avatishtate. I am showing you the word meaning also. Avatishtate remains as an embodiment of the infinite consciousness and bliss. Chidananda Swarupena Avatishtate. And that also is what? See the qualifying word? Paripurna. Each word is important. Paripurna Chidananda Swarupena Avatishtate. So what will happen to us? We will remain like that, at supreme consciousness. Now, more and we have to go always from the grass to the subtle. In Vedanta, grass and subtle, we have understood, but we'll understand it again. Grasser one will have more gunas. For example, the grossest of all the Panchabhutas, earth has got Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. And it is perceivable by my five senses. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Earth. Whereas subtler than that is water. It has got four gunas. It is perceivable by four. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa. No Gandha. And then Vayu, 3. Shabda, Sparsha. Agni, 3. Vayu, Shabda and Sparsha. And Akasha, only one. It is perceivable by my only one senses. Number 1, grass has got more gunas. Subtler, the gunas will reduce. So it will be perceived by less and less indriyas. The grasses can be perceived by 5. Next 4, 3, 2, 1. Subtlest of all the Bhuta, Akasha, is perceived by only one. It has got only one guna, Shabda. Next, Shabda and Sparsha. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa. And Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. And this, all that when you go on, slowing. And now what you have to do? Sarvam Vihaya. All that has got Rupam, Varnam, etc., which has got attributes, which can be perceived by more senses, you have to resolve all these. First resolve into space like that. Now go beyond, and then when you discard all that, Rupa Varnadikam Sarvam Vihaya, all that is perceivable, starting from one with the highest senses, slowly reducing, and finally you go to one Akasha. Akasha alone is, everything is. And then when you do that, what will happen? Then you must understand, but for a person who has realized Brahman, when I identify myself with my senses, only that world which is perceived by my senses is true. When I identify with my mind, that world is real. When I identify myself with intellect, that world of ideas thoughts and ideas are real. But one who has transcended the upadis, he has gone beyond the senses, beyond the mind, beyond the intellect, and now he realizes Aham Brahmasmi. And he will be an embodiment of that Supreme Self. What it says, Paripurna Chidananda Swarupena Avatishtade. We have to vihaya, then realize this avatishtade. So let us again go back to our seat of meditation. Start seeing is what? I will discard all that is of names and forms. Initially I saw a chair. When I discarded that shape, I saw the timber. Inside, when you go deeply, same thing that I was seeing the names and forms, I have evolved now. Vihaya, Rupa Varnadikam Sarvam Vihaya. Then what will I understand? I will see Paramatmavi. Everything is only the Supreme. This is not to be read. This is not to be heard. This is to be experienced only. Now start seeing the whole things of names and forms. Now start closing your eyes and start seeing. See there. Everything is Atman, Paramatman. Realize that Supreme. And I also become that. When I become that, there is only one. There is no Ishti Samashti. There is no Jivatma Paramatma. Aham Brahmasmi. But try to, because we close at this, we have covered up to verse number 40. We will continue after this class. We will chant, yes. We will chant Shanti Mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyant, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Over to Vani.